If you listen to some musicians' interviews, sometimes you'll hear them complain about a certain song that became so big that it almost feels like a curse. Like they'll come up with new material, they'll have a new concert, but everyone's kind of just screaming for them to perform that one song. And the reason I mention this is back in 2018, Union LA, owned by Chris Gibbs, came out with two Air Jordan 1s that is a mashup of other Jordan 1 colorways that was just so good, so delicious, a grail, both of them, to many people, that it was hard, at least from what I saw, at least for me personally, it was hard to come out with the next shoe after that. The next Jordan 1 that they came out with was the one with Biffy Beauty Supply, and I thought it was a pretty good shoe, but I'm not saying they haven't come out with some really nice shoes since then, because they definitely have. I'm a fan of Union LA. But my point is, those two just tickled every single sneaker fan, sneaker hormones. They were so good. They were perfect. Now, Union LA and Jordan Brand are back collaborating, and they're gonna come out with another shoe along the same theme, mashing up two Jordan 1 colorways with their distinct kind of deconstructed look, and I can't wait to review it. Union LA Air Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow. And this shoe dropped on February 27th for $200 initially on Union LA's website. On March 18th, supposedly, it's supposed to have a sneakers release, but it is March 17th right now. I still don't see it on the sneakers app, so I don't really know. Fingers crossed. And of course, this is not the first collaboration between Union Los Angeles and Jordan Brand. Of course, you have the two 2018 Jordan 1s that I mentioned in the intro of my video. Those were mashups of different Jordan 1 colorways as well. So this follows the same theme. This is actually part of Union's I'm Back campaign. They had a whole short clip on Instagram when they were dropping this shoe, and first impressions of the shoe. Of course, this is a mashup of two very nice colorways in the Chicago as well as the Shadows. I really like those two colorways together. I really like it as well. Now, I can't say that I love the deconstructed look on this pair. I don't know, it just doesn't look as crisp and as clean as it does just a lone Chicago Jordan 1 and a Shadow Jordan 1. On its own, I think it looks better than when it's mashed up. So yeah, I still think this colorway is really nice. I still think they did a very good job, but personally for me, I think I would still prefer a standalone Jordan 1 with these colorways just by itself. That's just me. And the materials on the shoe, it is primarily leather. And the leather, you can see it is kind of textured, and it's kind of got this off-white tinge to it, of course, with the Chicago red on the overlays. And the quality, it is pretty decent. It's not the thickest cut of leather, so it's not like the 85 Bred, where it came just super thick, can feel kind of stiff out of the box, but it is very good quality leather. Thick is good. This one is not quite that, but it feels pretty nice to the touch. You do get some of that polyurethane coating over it, and then moving all the way up to the ankle collar, you see the suede material that kind of feels like synthetic suede, or not the best type of suede that you can get, but very small amounts, not a huge problem there. And you also see that very distinct Union LA tag that is stitched onto the Wings logo flap, and you get the Wings logo, of course, debossed into the shoe. And then you get this woven stitching that is another Union LA staple on a lot of their shoes and collaborations with Nike and Jordan Brand. And that goes all the way around. That actually extends to the tongue as well. And then speaking of the tongue, you get this kind of off-white muslin tongue right at the top. It is black with this paper-like Nike Air tag. One thing that I really hate about this kind of deconstructed look that Union goes for a lot of their shoes is that exposed foam. I just don't like how that looks. I don't like how it feels. I don't like if rain or snow touches it. And I don't actually like that texture of the Nike tag. Kind of feels too much like paper. Just feels like it's gonna rip off very easily. I don't like it. And in terms of laces, you get 3 sets of laces for this shoe. One out of the box, obviously, on the shoe. By default, it's got this muslin type of color, and then a quarter of it is black. Then you get another set of laces that is black and gray, and then another set that is this very yellow, almost kind of pumpkin type color. And you actually get the same type of orangey, very yellow color around the leather lining. Out of the three, I think my favorite is the black and gray laces. I think that just looks really nice on the shoe. That's definitely the one I'm going for. But yeah, 3 laces, plenty of choices. And the laces on these, kind of like the Jordan 1 Biffy Beauty Supply, it is like thin, like almost kind of like wax laces. It doesn't feel like regular Jordan 1 laces. Now, one big gripe that I have with the shape of this particular shoe, it's not like distinct or doesn't only exist for this collaboration, but for a lot of Jordan 1s, as the toe is kind of boxy, a bit too boxy for my liking. If you look on like official images, that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, after seeing those delicious Jordan 185 breads, where it comes with like a slimmed down, sleek toe box that is more closer to the original Jordan 1s. Obviously, those are 85 cuts, but still, it's hard to unsee. It is hard to unsee. And then moving on to the cushioning of the shoe, the Jordan 1s comes with a rubber cupsole with a Nike Air just on the heel. Very minimal technology, and the color of this cupsole, it is muslin, very, very yellow. I don't love that. There's not like a lot to say. I've said this many times on shoes that are pre-aged. I know that is expected for this collaboration. Can't complain too much, but in a vacuum, I prefer if this was just white. So yeah, this is just a tiny bit too yellow for me. And then outsole of the shoe, just a regular Jordan 1 outsole and the Chicago red. That is beautiful. That remains as beautiful as it has ever been. And the shoe also comes with this Jumpman hang tag, and very subtly you do see the Union logo under the Jumpman. And the insole of the shoe, just a foam insole. It's not like the greatest quality, but it is that type of insole that Jordan Brand sometimes gives us that's a little bit thicker than like the absolute trash that sometimes comes with their shoes. So yeah, it's not like super great insoles, but it's better than the absolute worst. And you see like these design sketches on the insole instead of like just a generic color. And another place where you'll see that is the paper that comes with the shoe. I love that. I love the storytelling and details here. As for the box itself, it is not like a Nike Jordan 1 box that you may have expected. It is this Jumpman box. And in terms of sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer. For Jordan 1s, I stick true to size. Lengthwise, widthwise, I think it's pretty good. Some people, if you have very wide feet, might experience a bit of tightness around the forefoot area. Break the shoe in, I think I would still recommend true to size no matter what. The Jordan 1s, in my experience, are the worst shoe to go up half size if you don't really need to. Like when I've gone up half size for Jordan 1s before, this toe can just really flare up and it just really looks like clown shoes. It does not look good. So if I was you, if you had to choose, I'd stick true to size. Now in terms of overall comfort under your feet, this is a shoe from 1985. A rubber cupsole, good for durability, not the greatest for comfort. Unless you have like other technology to complement that lack of comfort from the sole. And the shoe doesn't. Just a Nike Air unit on the heel, and that's about it. Feels very flat to the ground. Feels kind of chunky, not the lightest shoe for most people. If you're spending the money to get this shoe, comfort is not exactly your top priority. And that brings the total sole score of the Union LA Air Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow to 39 out of 50. A pretty good score compared to other collaborations. First, it is colorway. I am a big fan of the Shadow colorway as well as the Chicago colorway. How can you not? If you have like a soul, if you had some self-respect, I think you'd be a fan of those two colorways, or at the very least, you would think they look nice. Mashed onto this shoe, I still think it looks pretty good, but I don't think it's legendary. For me, I think I would go with one of the previous two Jordan 1s from 2018 from Union as well. Yeah, for whatever reason, I think those, maybe because they came out first and came out before this one, I think those just look slightly better. Can't put my finger on it. Totally subjective. And in terms of the materials, this is pretty nice materials. Not the thickest type of leather, but it does feel pretty soft. And it's not super thin, where it feels flimsy. It does have a bit of coating on it. Can see the texture of the leather, which I know a lot of people like. But overall, for a Jordan 1, it is pretty decent. And in terms of the comfort, very average. Jordan 1s just on your feet, about as average as you can get. Your feet are definitely not like thanking and praising you for putting them in this shoe. And in terms of the versatility of the shoe, the Jordan 1s, super versatile silhouette. Nothing much else needs to be said. Wearability of the colorway though, the deconstructed look may be a bit too much. You see that kind of zigzag stitching as well, and from far away, that kind of orangey yellow lining around the overlays, that actually stands out quite a bit. Like I can't unsee it. So a few things make it just a bit bolder than usual, but I don't think it really takes too much away from the wearability of this colorway. And in terms of the storytelling, I really don't have many complaints. I like the paper inside. I love like design sketches, not just for sneakers. I love them for like cars, engineering, machinery, tools. I love that. And then that kind of idea extends onto the insole of the shoe. You get the usual Union storytelling, and it's very on theme. The deconstructed look, I'm not like a huge fan of it, but again, it is on theme. You get a special kind of keychain, hang tag that I'll never actually wear when I wear the shoe, but it is there. Adds a little bit to the storytelling. So overall, I think they did a pretty good job at executing the entire unboxing experience. Now, originally I thought later this year, Fragment Design, Union, and Jordan Brand are teaming up for a three-way collaboration and giving us just like absurdly delicious shoe. But yeah, I think it is confirmed to be next year, which is kind of good because this year Nike and Jordan Brand are they're just trying to bankrupt people, because I honestly think that shoe, that might break the sneakers app. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Union LA Air Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come to wear your shoes.